Hello and welcome back to episode 73 of Unknown to World Known. We're back with AS Roma and we're going to be playing Chievo today as well as Napoli. So what we'll do is we'll jump in, have a look at our recent results and then have a look at how that's affected the table. So, recently since you were last with us, we beat Genoa 4-0 in a fantastic win. We beat Lazio 2-1, which was another really good win for us. We then did lose to Juventus and AC Milan. The Milan one annoyed me far more than the Juventus one did. And then we drew 3-3 with Cagliari after being 2-0 up in 7 minutes and then nearly losing the game until a late goal from Eze got us an equaliser. That was a very frustrating game. And in the league, that sees us sit in ninth place with a game in hand on most of the teams above us. However, a win doesn't actually send us above any of them. So we'd be on 11 points. So even if we win our game in hand with 5 points off the top of the league at the moment, I reckon Bologna, Genoa, Cagliari will drop out of that section and we need to try and get ourselves into that top four. Let's jump in and see how we try to do that against Chievo. Okay, so we're going with a lineup today of Varinha in goal, Giglione at right back with Fran, Ibanez, and then Restos making up the rest of the back four. Cersei and Hannibal as the holding midfielders, Maina on the right, Rodrigo through the middle, Victoriano on the left, and Wilson up front. We've had a couple of decent games out of Wilson, particularly against. I think he got a goal against Lazio, so that was a very important game for us, of course, with the way that they beat us last year. It was a bit of revenge for the cup final. Early on, we've got a free kick for Chievo, and it's headed away, but they keep the ball. And considering we're nearly 20 minutes in, we have had a very poor start. And Tunjov finds Simonti, plays it back to Maestro. I don't like how much of this highlight is Chievo having the ball. Rodrigo nearly managed to hit the ball there, but it's actually a ball through that puts Chievo 1-0 up. And straight away, we need to get back into this game. I wish I could understand why we're so bad on camera. Is it because I had a couple of? Is it because I got to this stage a couple of days ago, and now it's punishing me for doing that, for having my day off? Probably. Rodrigo tries to find Wilson. He does find him, who goes down in the box, and it's gone to VAR. I reckon that one is going to be given as a penalty, though. And it is a penalty. So Wilson is going to be the one to take this. He's probably the best penalty taker at the club, bar Sergio Gomez, who doesn't play very often. Wilson steps up and puts it in the back of the net. Foreigners back to a 1-1, and now we need to get a real reaction out of this and go back at them, put them in their place, really, is what we'll be looking to do now. We're going to fire them up as Rodrigo tries to put a tackle in on Gallego, but he manages to pass it off. That can't be Gallego from the QPR team, can it? As Main are actually managing to intercept the ball. Chievo were playing with it for a long time on this wing. I think they just messed around a bit too much there as we managed to nick the ball. Fran finds Cersei. Ball over the top for Victoriano, who finds Wilson in the middle and makes it 2-1. And hopefully we're going to see some more Roma fans coming into the stadium soon, because that is a rather empty stadium for your home games. Cersei with a fantastic ball through for Victoriano. The cross is even better. Puts it on a plate for Wilson to put it into the top corner and put us back in the lead. We're going to get Restos to man mark the winger. That is a different Gallego. I can confirm. We've now got the throw in with Restos finding Victoriano. And we've got a bit of space now to try and start building from the back. And Victoriano has been very good so far this season. Ends up falling through to Rodrigo, who sends it just wide of the posts. Rodrigo, obviously, we signed back in January, but he's only just able to start playing at the start of this season because of Italy's silly non-EU thing. Normally, I wouldn't have signed Rodrigo on that basis, but he was a bit of an exception to the rule because of how good he looked, and hopefully, as he starts to bed into this team, he will prove that a smart decision. Ball through towards Wilson, but it's not a great ball, and Fofana in goal picks it up. We're going to send Angelino on for Restos now. As they play the ball forward, Fran is beaten in the air. Gallego now gets tackled by Cersei, and we've got a chance to go straight back at them here. Maina taking it down the right hand side, and he's managed to get a ball in somehow. Victoriano headed it down brilliantly for Wilson to get his hat trick. And that is a massive goal for him there as he gets his hat trick. Maynard did really well to get the cross. A little cushioned header from Victoriano down to Wilson to make it 3-1, and we're looking to the bench again now. We're going to bring Hannibal off for Popsech, I think, because he is really lacking sharpness. And then maybe in a few minutes we'll look at bringing one more player on, and I think we'll do that now with 15 minutes to go. Maybe Jutters coming on for Maina, just because he's lacking the match sharpness again. And I think what's going to be key for us this year, this is the first time in this since we kind of had it at QPR in our last season there. We're starting to really get strength in depth, and that's obviously going to be very important throughout this season, and particularly next season, provided we can get back into Europe. The ball's cleared, Ibanez heads it back, and we are really just waiting for the full-time whistle here. Chievo trying to bring it forward to try and get a late goal back. And it's what looked like a poor ball forward, but they've ended up with it in the middle of our box, and they hit the side netting in the end. That's a bit of switched off a bit there at the back, I think. And now Fran plays it out to Giglione, and that'll be full time, a 3-1 win for us there. And a fantastic performance from Wilson, who we are going to tell him we're delighted with that. Only an 8.4, considering he got a hat trick, seems a bit harsh. But you know, we went down and we bounced straight back. And then, I mean, within 10 minutes, we were in the lead. And then we had the final finishing blow. So we do go on to the 11 points, and hopefully we can look to close the gap to the Champions League spots. And say it quietly, we're not in Europe. Maybe we can have a run at the league while we're out of Europe. We'll see. We're back with the game against Napoli in just a moment. Okay, and we're back now for the game against Napoli. We've got Varinha in goal, Giglione, Fran, Ibanez, and Retsos. This time we've got Cersei and Popsech in midfield, Jota coming in on the right, Rodrigo through the middle, Victoriano on the left, and Wilson up front. So let's hope we can pick up where we left off and get a important win against a team like Napoli, who, as you'll see in just a moment, when we see the table, I think they're right behind us in the league now, actually. Let's have a quick look. I do like this new thing that they've got going on here. So we're in 9th. Napoli actually down in 12th, but there's been a couple of games. I think they were behind us before the other teams played. Early on, we've got a throw which Gaglione is going to try and launch towards the box. Victoriano is in there, heads it down to Jota. It's across to Rodrigo, hits it, and Veronili puts it in the top left, top corner. Had a weird pain in my ear then. Let's ignore that just happened. Looks like we've had a bright start, so we're going to encourage them. And they all enjoyed that bit of encouragement. We've got another long throw for Victoriano's launched towards, and he has dinked it over the goalkeeper into the back of the net. And what a finish that was from Victoriano, although you would have to question the defending from Napoli there. Because in comes the ball, and Victoriano, I don't even know what part of his body that hit, but the defender was just not helping the goalkeeper out at all there. And we find ourselves 1-0 up as Napoli now launch a ball forward. It's easily collected by the goalkeeper. We're going to drop the defensive line back to standard just so that we try and make sure they can't get in behind too easily. We know we have been susceptible to that. Popset's just having none of that ball forward from them. Edouard on the left for them actually. And it ends up with Brahim, and that Brahim Diaz has scored. And I think that was Retsos that came in with the tackle. And it is so unlucky for him. He's caught out there, but then he's so close to get. I'm fuming at Varinha though. He has done not even attempted to get anything on that ball. I think I just caught the Football Manager advertising boards because I just had my Google Chrome open up next to me. We now start to play out from the back, but it ended up with Edouard, Cersei with an important block there on an attempted pass through. But they're going to come back down the left-hand side. Edouard's in, and Vereen had this time deciding to actually make a save. It's going to come back in from Brahim Diaz, and it's a free header there that thankfully is headed over. We're going to fire them up now. They don't like being fired up. They're overwhelmed by that. How ridiculous. We had such a good start, and then since that start it's been very poor. And hopefully we can have a better second half that goes a bit more like how the first part of that first half did. What point did they equalise? 6 minutes after we scored. It felt like longer. If I'm being honest, I thought we scored earlier than that. Pacina now finds Brahim Diaz on the right hand side. He's switched swings now, so we need to be aware of that. Rodrigo doesn't manage to get a tackle in, and he hasn't switched wings at all. And Gabriel Barbosa has got in. We're going to have to start to go a bit more attacking now. That was so easy for them. We're going to go back to defending the... I really don't like the option of defending, trying to send them down the inside, because I feel like you're encouraging those through balls through the middle of your defence. And I feel like it just seems counterproductive to me to say, okay, play that through ball through the middle of our defence, and so many times they do, and they're one-on-one with your goalkeeper. I'm going to stop doing it because I just don't think it even makes sense to try and do. They managed to get a good save from the keeper. We're looking at what we can do here, and I'm thinking we bring Hannibal on in midfield. And as we see Maynard with a chance to put a cross across, and he does find Wilson to put us back to 2-2, but we are still going to go ahead with that change. I'm hoping Popsic sitting that bit deeper, maybe he'll be able to play some more passes like that. And Wilson cutting back behind the defender to allow himself the space to put that in the back of the net. Gaglio now with a long throw. It's towards the near post where we've got players gathering, but unfortunately the goalkeeper manages to hold on to it this time. Ibanez heads the ball forward away, and they're going to try and work their way down the wing. Victoriano has managed to nick it and plays it to Rodrigo. Wilson has beaten his man, and he's got a chance to put a ball in. Oh, he shoots instead. He nearly gets it in the back of the net though, but it is bundled away. And with 15 minutes to go, I'm worried about this yellow card for Rodrigo. So we're going to bring Miani in behind the striker. He's going to go as a shadow striker for the final 15 minutes to see if we can nick something from this. Miani's going to whip the ball in. Victoriano's at the near post and he hits the bar. Wilson picks the ball up, puts the cross in. Ibanez heads down to Victoriano, and it's another great chance that we hit wide. Let's demand more because it feels like... Are they down to 10 men? No, they're not. But Victoriano with the very poor ball in. Oh, what? Hang on a minute. We didn't see this goal. Correct me in the comments if I'm wrong. I'm going to check this when I'm editing as well. We didn't see that goal. It was 2-2. We've just had a ghost goal. And I'm very confused by it. Restos with the long throw into the box. It's ended up being cleared away. Ibanez is going to pick that up in space. Hannibal managing to avoid any defenders. Ibanez now plays it to Fran and Giglione. Popsech. We're playing the ball around. I'm still kind of in shock. Miana with a ball into Wilson, who should score there. And now the long ball forward for Napoli. It's headed down. Victoriano's got the ball and it's full time. And we have managed to pick up a 3-2 win, I guess. Unless I'm losing my mind. That didn't happen on camera. I'm fairly sure of it. I'm going to be checking the footage back because I don't know if I'm just losing my mind. I'm 90% sure that didn't happen. And it's just stuck it on there. Either way, we finished the episode temporarily 5th. I say temporarily because we've got down to Cagliari, can actually overtake us once they play their games. Who are their games against? So we've got Genoa and Bologna playing, so hopefully Bologna... A draw would be best for us there because it means we can then go after Bologna. Then Atalanta play Brescia. You'd expect Atalanta to get the win there. Cagliari play Inter Milan, so we're probably going to end up, I would imagine, probably 7th. But if Bologna beat Genoa, then we end up staying above Genoa. Ideally, I think a draw would be best because then we could potentially jump above Bologna as well if they have drop any points anywhere else. Okay, so what we are going to do is we will come back for. We're going to come back after 5 games. We'll come back for Torino and Spezia. Just before. In fact, you know what? We'll do Spezia and Udinese just before the little winter break. Now we'll do Torino and Spezia in the next episode and see how we're getting on at that stage. It's not only Inter Milan really is a big game in the meantime. We're largely playing teams in the bottom half of the table, so Torino and Spezia is where we will come back. If you have enjoyed that, please do leave a like. Comment down below if you saw the ghost goal while I wasn't looking, and subscribe if you're enjoying the series. Thank you very much for watching.